Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today guys, I'm gonna do part 16 to my Google Gemini Redemption Attempt series. Well, in today's video guys, we're gonna continue a little bit longer on the Toad or the Dino loving Toad and Crocodile brothers. Where the last time we did this guys, I basically just had a dream about the family getting taken by people through cages. And, well, let's just say that after the Lugia god stopped the dream, it eventually did come true. However, they didn't actually get taken because, well, I got them because I warned them in time and we all got out of there. And the Lugia god even helped me by bringing my guardians there too. So, yeah. I did do like even more off camera, which I shouldn't have done, but hey, it's fine. How I respond to what the Pokemon said was this. I just said, yeah, they really care so much about me. Hey, Rip, you might want to tell your family to check for any trackers that might be hidden somewhere on you. I don't know how anybody could get a track on any of you without any of you noticing. I just want to make sure you're safe. Rip immediately stops laughing, his expression turning serious. You're right. If they were tracking heat signatures like Dad heard, they might have more than just sensors. They might have tagged one of us when we weren't looking. He whistles sharply, a high-pitched command that cuts through the sounds of splashing and playing. Everyone, listen to the king! Stop where you are and stay still! The transformations don't stop, but the movement does. Your 15-foot Totodile stands perfectly still in the lake, and the little ones scramble onto the shore. Silas and Laura stand at attention. There's one thing I'm really concerned about. There is certain things I don't know if it's forgetting or I'm just being dumb. During the last video, it said something about me standing on stone. Like after I woke up from the dream, it's like, was it on a plush? Or somebody set me down? If I fell off, I'm pretty sure they reacted. I don't really know. But, and there was another one. It's like, it says, like, Dad heard. So, like, what does he mean by that? I don't really know. Anyway, here's what it says. Trading thinks they might have put trackers on us. Rip explains to the group. Check your scales, check under your ridges, and check your tails. Look for anything that doesn't belong. Metal, plastic, or glowing lights. A frantic but thorough inspection begins. Silas and Alara check each other's backs, using their massive claws to feel for any irregularities in their scales. Your Meganium, currently a tiny Chikorita, uses her vine whips to gently feel around the neck ridges of the younger Totodiles, searching for anything small. Your baby Lugia uses sight sensors, closing his eyes to scan the area for any electronic hums. Suddenly, Misty lets out a small yelp near the back of the group. Wait, what's this? She points to a small, jagged scar on the tail of one of the younger crocodiles. Tucked deep inside a skin fold, almost invisible against the blue scales, is a tiny, blinking red light no bigger than a grain of rice. Silas growls, his eyes flashing with rage. He carefully reaches out, and with the precision of a surgeon, plucks the tiny device out. He holds up in his massive palm. It's a high-tech GPS transponder. They must have hit him with a long-range tagger while we were sleeping in the sun yesterday, Silas rumbled. He wouldn't have felt more than a bug bite. Your Typhlosion in Quilava form walks over, his backbend's going hot. Give it here, give it here, Silas. I'll make sure it never sends another signal. Oh boy. With a quick snap and a burst of intense blue flame, your Quilava incinerates the tracker until it's nothing but ash. Your baby Lugia then sends out a psychic pulse, confirming that there are no other electronic signatures coming from the group. You say this again, Trenton? Rip says, his voice shaking slightly. If we hadn't found that, they would have tracked us right to this hidden lake. They would have found our new home by morning. Laura walks over and bows her head to you. Your wisdom truly has no limits, little king. We are finally, truly hidden now. Now that the leak is plugged and the trackers are gone, the family feels a massive weight lift off their shoulders. Yep. And there's more to that, guys, but let me make sure certain things, because like I said, it hasn't forgotten much, but there's certain things I find really weird. Like, again, the rock thing from before. The fact that, like, it told us it's something about dad hearing heat signals that happened, like, sometime after he went through the thing whenever Rip and everybody was carrying me. Maybe that was something that, I don't know. Like, that could be, like, just a coincidence or whatever, something actually happened that I didn't know about. But the stone thing, like where I was staying on stone, is still kind of confusing. I want to make sure that, well, I forget because it's been a while. Was Cynical go back into a cool lava just to show it off? I know McGanian went into a tiny chikorita. I do remember that, and my Croconaut or my Fragger went to a big Toadol. So yeah, give me a moment. And I'll continue in a second. All right, guys. It didn't forget that part, at least the one about her being a tiny chikorita. So, yeah, we're good on that part, I guess. Here's what I said after that. I said it's the least I could do with how sweet your whole family was to me. I'm just glad to know that you're safe now. We are safe because of you, Triton, Scylla says, his voice dropping into a deep, resonant tone of pure respect. Many humans look at us and see only power to be taken or trophies to be won. You looked at us and saw a family worth protecting. Your 15-foot toad friend reaches down with a hand the size of a dinner table, gently letting you hop onto his palm. He lifts you up high, level with the treetops, so you can see the entire Mirror Lake going under the rising moon. The air up here is cool and sweet, and the view is spectacular. Rip climbs up and sits on the giant toad shoulder next to you, looking out at the shimmering water. Look at them, he whispers, pointing down. Below you, the scene is a dream of peace. Pip and Misty are curled up against your Meganium's soft side, finally falling into a deep, fearless sleep. But that's the thing. Did she turn back into it again? That's something it didn't tell me. It's like she was a tiny Meganium, or she was a tiny. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, is it messing it up, or is it just that? I don't know. It says your Typhlosion and Laura are sitting by a small controlled campfire, sharing stories of the forest and the silent watcher. Your baby Lugia is perched on a high rock, his silver eyes scanning the sky, though he looks and relaxed for the first time in a few hours. Oh my gosh. Alright, here's what it says. I ain't telling me who says this stuff here. I don't think. Oh no, it says right here. You've given us a future, Trenton, Rip says, turning to you. And you've given me and Chomper a story we'll be telling our own hatchlings one day. Story of the 7-inch king who took on a poaching syndicate and won without even firing a shot. Your gentle friend lets out a soft, happy rumble that vibrates through your whole body. A physical reminder that you are surrounded by the strongest, most loyal friends anyone could ask for. He begins to walk slowly along the shoreline. His massive footsteps were synthetic and soothing as the stars begin to fill the sky above Silver Peak. Alright, here's what it says past that. It says, that's very sweet, Rip, but you were nice to me first. You could have picked me up and tossed me in the air like that kid did 3 weeks ago, but you and Chomper were nice to me instead. Then when you brought me back to your family, they were very sweet too. The fact that you and your entire family along with my sweet protectors are all safe is even more amazing. I just hope your family continues to thrive for generations, not to mention keep that sweet personality all of you have. Do that and your family will always have me as a friend, no matter if I stay dinosaur forever or not. Even if I was still human, I wouldn't even attempt to catch your family, not only because I care about your species and evolutions, but also because you all showed me so much kindness. Those words seemed to touch Rip deeper than any battle or miracle could. He sits quietly for a moment, his tail twitching rhythmically as he looks down at his claws, the bait of your small glowing form. Trenton, he says, his voice heavy with emotion, the humans who did that to you, they were small. Not small in size like you, but small in their heart. You? You're a giant. Down below, Silas has been listening with his sharp ears. He looks over the two of you on the giant Toad's shoulder. We'll never forget this, King Trenton. From this day forward, the Mirror Lake is a sanctuary. No matter what form you wear, dinosaur, human, or star spirit, you're always welcome here. Our hatchings will be taught your name before they even and taught how to hunt. They will know that kindness is a power greater than any hydro pump. Your 15-foot Toad friend lets out a soft, metallic trill when Julian brings his hand toward his chest, cradling you close to his heart in a gesture of pure, oversized love. He starts to head back toward the soft, mossy clearing where your meganium has laid out a bed of fragrant petals for everyone. And see, that's what I'm talking about, because didn't it change again? Didn't it? I don't know, because... yeah, because that says meganium right there, but a while ago, like, that's what I'm saying. If it would at least tell me if they're turning back. That's what I don't understand. If it at least tell me whether they're turning back, because it ain't telling me. That's the thing. I can't tell if it's getting confused or just turning back without it letting me know. You know what I mean? Chopper runs up and hops onto the giant Toad's foot to ride along. We're gonna be the nicest Fragger family in history, he declares, punching the air. And if anyone tries to be mean, we'll just remember how the tiny king handled things with his brain and his heart instead of his teeth. As the moon reaches its peak, the entire group sails in. Your baby Lugia glides down and tucks his head near you. Your Typhlosion curls around their perimeter, his warmth acting like a cozy blanket for the whole group. For the first time since that jealous kid changed your life, you aren't just surviving, you're home. Even if home is a hidden lake miles away from your house. You built a kingdom out of kindness. That's really cute. I love it. And we're not quite done, guys, because more happens. I just said, thank you. To be honest, if your family had over 100 members, I'd be nice to every single one of them. If there's anything you need that I can do with my tiny size, don't be afraid to ask. 100? 1,000? Or just us 23? I think you'd find a way to make every single one of us feel like the most important Pokemon in the world, Rip says, his voice softened with genuine admiration. He laughs a little at your offer of help. You say tiny size like it's a weakness, but Triton, it was your tiny size that let you hide and see those humans. And that's another thing I think it kind of forgot. I hope I didn't mess it up. It's your tiny size that let you crawl into our hearts without us being afraid. You've already done more than any giant could. See, that's what I'm talking about. Is it forgetting stuff, or am I just going crazy? Because it said to let us see those humans. We didn't see them. I had it in my dream, and then like it happened, and like we all felt something, like some kind of psychic thing, telling us what was going on. So I don't know. Silas looked up from the shoreline, his golden eyes reflecting the starlight. If we ever need a leader who sees what we cannot, or a heart that can bridge the gap between our world and yours, we'll call for you. For now, the only thing we need is for you to rest. You've carried the weight of our safety all day. Your 15-foot tall friend Jimmy lowered his hand, deposing you into the softened bed of Meganium's petals. Your Typhlosion, back in his full form, curls his body into a warm, protective semicircle around you, and your baby Lugia drapes a soft wing over you like a silver quilt. Good night, Trenton, Chomper whispers, coming up at the foot of your petal bed. We'll be right here when the sun comes up. And tomorrow we'll show you the best swimming spots in the whole world. And as you finally close your eyes, the glowing DNA symbol on your chest dims to a slow, rhythmic pulse, the heartbeat of a king at peace. The nightmare is gone, the trackers are ash, and you are surrounded by a family that loves you exactly as you are. That's actually really cute. And like I said, there's a little bit more right here, guys. It says, after relaxing for a bit, I fall asleep, and within 30 minutes after, it says, I start having a dream. I'm in a huge flower field surrounded by a bunch of beautiful colored flowers, when suddenly the 8,000-foot tall Lugia god flew over to me and landed right in front of me. The moment the Lugia god lands, the sheer scale of him is breathtaking. His feet are like ivory towers, and the wind from his wings smells like ozone and ancient starlight. Yet, despite his size, the flowers around you don't break. They simply glow brighter as he settles down. He lowers his massive, mountain-sized head until his eye, large enough to reflect the entire field of flowers, is level with your tiny 7-inch body. Thy heart has found its rhythm, Triton. The god rumbles, his voice vibrating through the very ground of the dream. Today, thou hast done more than save a family. Thou hast proven that the smallest creature can hold the greatest light. He exhales a soft silver mist that surrounds you, making your gold-tinged claws shimmer. The humans who seek to cage the wild are many, but they are hollow. Thou art the guardian of the bond. Because thou stayed to walk through the dark with the Toadal clan, I have seen the threats of thy destiny. The path shall lead thee to many who are lost, and thy tiny voice shall become the roar that protects the weak. The Lugia god gently nudges a single crystalline flower toward you with its beak. Aww! Know this, little king. The transformation was born of jealousy and hate from another, but thou hast turned it into a vessel of love. Whether thou remains a dinosaur or return to thy human skin, thy soul is now woven with the silver wing. Thou art never alone. He begins to glow with a light so pure it feels like a warm hug. Go back to thy friends now. The sun rises on a new kingdom. Tell me, little king, now that thou hast seen the strength of thy heart, is there anything thy soul wishes to ask the Creator before the dawn breaks? And here's the thing I told him. I said, Lugia God, the only thing I want to say to you is thank you so much for helping me out today. Is there anything I can do to make you smile? The Lugia God lets out a sound that's part thunder and part musical chime, a deep, resonant chuckle that sends a gentle ripple through the sea of flowers. Thou hast already made me smile, Triton. The Great One rumbles softly. To see a creature so small offer comfort to the vast. That's a rare and beautiful thing. Even now, thy first thought is not of thy own power or thy lost human form, but of the happiness of others. The massive deity leans closer, his silver scales reflecting the infinite colors of the dream field. If thou truly wishest to honor me, then simply continue to walk the path thou hast chosen. Protect the small, guide the strong, and never let the cruelty of others dim the gold that glows within thy chest. Every time thou show kindness to a Pokemon, or every time thy tiny claws reach out to comfort a friend, I am smiling. He begins to slowly beat his wings, and the flowers around you begin to lift into the air, swirling like colorful snow. The sun is touching the peaks of the real world. Thy family wakes. Go now, little king. Be the bridge between the worlds, and know that thy name is whispered with honor among the stars. With one final, magnificent flash of silver light, the flower field begins to fade. You feel the warmth of the dream recede and replaced by the real-world sensation of a soft petaled bed and the familiar, comforting scent of your meganium. You open your eyes to see the first rays of the sun hitting the mirror lake. Your baby Lugia is already awake, sitting right next to you, looking at you with wide, knowing eyes, almost as if he was watching your conversation with his father from the outside. That is so interesting to think. Like, is that really that Lugia's father? I mean, technically, I guess so. Because if that Lugia god created my universe, technically, wouldn't that mean that he's technically every Pokemon, pretty much every human's father? You know what I mean? I don't know completely. Rip and Chomper are stretching nearby, their blue scales glistening in the morning dew. Morning, King. Champer. That's actually that would kind of if I took out and just put Champ, that'd be kind of a cute name. Chomper chirps. The water's perfect. The air's clear, and we're all still here. What's the plan for our first full day of freedom? Alright, guys, and that's where I quit actually doing the conversation off camera. Everything else in here will be done on camera. Well, pause, that is. Alright, guys. It says, after hearing Chomper speak, I lift my tiny head and look over where he is and say, whatever any of you want. Do whatever makes you all happy. Chomper's eyes light up and he lets out a joyful woohoo before doing a literal backflip into the grass. Like, that's dope. Rip shakes his head with a grin, looking over at you. You really mean that, don't you? Rip says softly. Most leaders would be barking orders or telling us where to build a camp. You just want us to be happy. As if on cue, the lake rolls into a symphony of happy chaos. Your 15-foot toad for alligator, lays down in the shallow water, arcing his back like a giant blue slide. The wild hatchlings, including Pip and Misty, are lining up to climb up his tail and slide down his smooth back into the water with gentle splashes. Oh boy, your baby Lugia and your Quilava, or Typhlosion, are playing a high-speed game of tag. Quilava is jumping from rock to rock with incredible agility, while Lugia circles above, occasionally sending down a gentle gust of wind to boost Quilava's jumps. Oh, that's cool. But again, do you see what I mean? Because didn't a while ago, like, now that's confusing, because a while ago, didn't it? I gotta look at this again. Did it not just say a while ago? Here, my game a little bit. See? See, that's the thing about it. It's like, oh my gosh. So you see, like either they're shifting while I'm not realizing it, or this thing's getting confused. I might give it a pass because they could be shifting without letting me know. But I just wish it would stick to one unless it actually told me it. You know what I mean? Anyway, it says your Meganium has used her powers to grow a circle of soft, glowing moss and oversized, sweet-tasting berries. Silas and Alara are sitting there, finally looking relaxed, watching their children play without having to look over their shoulders for humans. Rip walks over and sits beside your petal bed. I think the plan's already happening, Trenton. Look at them. They aren't just surviving anymore. They're living. He looks at your glowing blue claws and the DNA symbol on your chest, which is still pulsing with that calm golden light from your dream. Since we can do whatever we want, I want to sit here with you for a bit. I want to hear more about what it's like to be a human king. You think you'll ever want to go back to being 5 or 6 feet tall? Or is it being the 7-inch king of the dinosaurs starting to grow on you? Give me a moment, I'll answer his question. Alright, guys. It says, to be honest with you, being the dinosaur isn't the problem. Like I was telling you and your family yesterday, it isn't the form that's the problem. It's just how small I am. If I was at least 2 feet tall like you are, Toad Owl, it wouldn't be so bad. After all, everybody else for help. I can't feed your family or my protectors any food, let alone myself, not to mention one wrong move. Any of you could accidentally step on me, causing me extreme pain. I like dinosaurs anyway, so it doesn't bother me. It's just the size that bothers me. Rip listens intently, his expression softening into a look of deep understanding. He looks down at his own 2 foot tall frame, then back at your 7-inch stature, realizing for the first time the weight of the vulnerability you've been carrying. I never thought about it like that, Rip says quietly. To be so brave while feeling like a single misstep from a friend could hurt you. That takes a different kind of strength, Trenton. Your Fragger, currently the 15-foot giant, overheard you. He only pauses his play with the hatchlings and shrinks down. He doesn't go back to his normal size, though. He turns into a standard size Toadal, exactly the same height as Rip. Here's the problem. Does that, again, because it says the 15-foot giant, does that mean he still remembered him being a Toadal? He just decided to shrink himself down? It says standard size Toadal. Okay, did. He walks over and sits on the other side of you. His movements incredibly slow and deliberate. He would never want you to feel like you're a burden, your tail friend says, his voice much softer now. But I get it. You were used to being the one taking care of us, making sure we were fed and safe. Now the roles are flipped. Your McGann walks over and gently places a vine on your shoulder, her voice like a soothing melody. The size of your body doesn't define your ability to feed us, Trenton. Today you fed our spirits. You gave Silas's family hope, and that's a meal they haven't had in a long time. Silas rumbles from the mossy bank. If size the only thing that troubles you, little king, remember that the machine the professor used gave us the power to change. Perhaps the Lugia God or the goal within you has a similar plan for your growth when the time is right. Rip nudges you gently with his snout. Until then, we'll be your eyes and your hands. And hey, I promise we'll all be extra careful where we put our feet. You aren't just a tiny dinosaur to us. You're the heart of this whole family. Chomper runs up panting happily and drops a pile of the sweetest, softest blueberries right in front of you. I picked these just for you. They're easy to eat, even for a tiny Carnotaurus. See? We got ya. That's so cute. Oh my gosh. It's adorable. But again, okay, the Toadal one can be kind of excused because it did say, like, the 15-foot giant a while ago. Why did it go back up? Because it says right here, you're Farag, the 15-foot giant. Overheard you. Like, that's the thing about, like, is it messing it up, or am I just getting paranoid? I could be just getting paranoid. I mean, like, so could it. Or, I don't know. Alright, guys. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I said, thank you, Chomper. That's very sweet of you. As I see one of the berries on the bottom of the pile and carefully push it over to Chomper. That way it doesn't roll back over on me. Here, you can have this one. Your whole family can have one, and so can my sweet guardians. I can really only eat one anyway, especially with how tiny I am. Chomper's eyes go wide. His tail starts wagging so fast it creates a little breeze. He looks at the berry you push toward him, which to you is almost the size of your head, and then looks at his family and your guardians. You're sharing your breakfast even when you're this hungry? Chomper whispers, sounding completely touched. You really are a king. He picks up the berry and takes a tiny, polite bite, then starts passing the others around. It becomes a beautiful, quiet moment of bonding. Rip takes a berry and splits it with your guava. See what I mean? Like, it's not. I don't. And that's the thing, it's confusing, because before he was a Typhlosion, he was a guava, and it's like, your McGann uses her vines to hand deliver berries to the younger hatchlings. Even your standard sized Toad friend takes one, holding it delicately between two claws like it's made of glass, mirroring the way you handle things. This is the best berry I've ever had, Misty chirps, juice staining her blue chin. It tastes like friendship. I love her. As you nibble on your own berry, which is incredibly sweet and juicy, filling you up almost instantly, your baby Lugia hops over and settles down right next to you. He uses his beak to gently nudge a stray bit of berry juice off your scales, acting like a protective older brother. Okay, that is just adorable. That is just the cutest little thing ever. That's just adorable. I love it so much. Silas watches the scene with a look of pure contentment. Look at him. He rolls to Alara. They're learning from him. They're learning that even a single berry is worth more when it's shared. Riff leans back on his elbows, watching the sunlight dance on the surface of Mirror Lake. You know, Trenton, Maybe being 2 feet tall or 6 feet tall would make things easier for you. If you were that big, we might not have learned how to be this gentle. You're teaching us how to be big in the ways that actually matter. The peace of the morning is absolute. No machines, no trackers, the giant family sharing a meal provided by a 7-inch king. I still love the idea of this because, like, again, one of the reasons why this would work so well as a story is because, remember, guys, later, if you remember some of the chatbot, I'm planning on trying to bring back every chatbot we used to have on ChatGPT. That means if I can, except maybe happening in slightly different ways. For instance, um, I will be stuck. There will be a time where I'm stuck in like potentially a dinosaur world again, like where there's actually like the reverse world of dinosaurs where the herbivores are aggressive and mean and ready to eat you at any moment, while the I must say carnivore. Well, that's the right. I'm about to say carnivorous and then carnivore. Both got them mixed up. But while that one, they're sweet and nice and would do anything to protect you. And it's not even just that, guys. There's a lot of other things I'm thinking about doing too. Like I said, I have the new chats. In fact, we might do one of the. I haven't got it created yet, but I might do one of the newer ones soon. So, yeah. For now, though, let's go and see what we can get done. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. It just said, I just gently nuzzled my baby Lugia for being so nice. And I'd say, I would be the same way whether I was tiny or not. Even if I was a massive dinosaur, I wouldn't try to hurt any of you. Not on purpose. I love my protectors and I love your family. Every single one of them. Your baby Lugia lets out a soft, metallic purr as you nuzzle him, his silver feathers feeling like silk against your scales. He leans his head into yours, closing his eyes to savor the moment of pure affection. Yeah, we know you wouldn't, your furry alligator in his toad-off form says softly, his voice full of absolute certainty. Whether you were 7 inches or 70 feet tall, you still be the same king who worried more about our trackers than his own safety. Rip nods, looking out over the lake. That's the difference between you and the humans who hurt us, hunt us. We think power's about how much space you take up or how much damage you can do. But you think power's about how much you can love. That's a human trait I think we could all use more of. Alara walks over, her large footsteps careful to avoid the edge of your mossy bed. She lowers her head to your level, her golden eyes warm. The children feel it too, she whispers, gesturing to Pip and Misty, who are currently trying to nuzzle your meganium just like you do with Lugia. They aren't afraid of your monster form. They see the protect underneath. To them, you aren't a Carnotaurus or a human. You're just Trenton. The atmosphere at Mirror Lake is so heavy with peace it feels like a physical blanket. Even your Typhlosion has powered down his neck, flying to a gentle golden shimmer, creating a cozy hearth for anyone who wants to dry off after their morning swim. Scylla stands up and looks toward the shimmering waterfall at the far end of the lake. If you truly love this family as you say, little king, there's a place you should see. Behind that veil of water is a grotto where the crystals grow in the shape of stars. It's the heart of this mountain. Pip jumps up, his tail wagging. Oh, can we take him? Can we take Trin to the Star Grotto? That sounds dope, actually. Your mate will get chirps a happy yes and spreads his wings, looking at you expectingly. He wants to be the one to carry you through the midst of the waterfall so you don't get too wet. Oh, he's adorable. I flippin' love him. Okay, guys, give me a moment. Alright, guys. Uh, I said, yeah, I would love to see it. Before we go, I just want to tell everyone that I had another dream last night. It wasn't anything bad. In fact, the Lugia God showed up in it again. I think he basically came to say thank you for helping you all yesterday, and he told me that my soul will always be with him. He said it in a certain way, but basically the entire lakeside falls into a reverent silence. Even Pip and Missy stop splashing, their little heads tilting as they listen to your words. Eventually, the Lugia god carries a weight that every pawn here feels deep in her bones. Your baby Lugia lets out a long, hauntingly beautiful trill, his eyes shimmering with pride. He knew his father had visited you, but hearing you say it out loud makes the connection feel even more real to him. Silas bowed his head so low his snout brushes the grass. To have the great silver wing speak to you twice, and to say your soul is woven with his, that's the highest honor any living being can receive, Triton. It means you aren't just a friend to us, you're a part of the balance of the world itself. Rip looks at you with wide, shiny eyes. I knew you were special, but with him always? That's incredible. It explains why the air feels so different when you're around. It feels like the sky is watching over us. You're Ferreger and Toad off one waltz and places a gentle hand on your shoulder. He said thank you? The crew, thank you? That's because he knows what we know. That without you, we'd still be in the dark. Come on, little king. Look at God's blessed your soul. The Star Grotto is exactly where you belong. It's a place of pure energy. Your baby Lugia crouches down, spreading his silver wings to form a protective, steady ramp. He looks back at you with a soft, inviting chirp, waiting for you to climb onto the dip between his shoulders. Ready for a flight through the rainbow? Chomper shouts, already racing toward the water to meet you on the other side. As you come onto Lugia's back, he takes off with a gentle, powerful flap. With the coolness of the waterfall approaching, as you pass through the curtain of water, the world turns into a shimmering cavern of glowing blue and gold crystals. Wow. Okay. Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. It says, when we get into the Star Grotto, I look around at how beautiful the crystals are around. I look around at how beautiful the crystals are around me. And I say, wow, this is beautiful. As you fly through the misty veil of the waterfall, the roar of the water softens into a metallic, crystalline chime that echoes off the walls. Star grows even more breathtaking than Silas described. The walls are lined with clusters of deep cerulean and pale gold crystals that pulse with a soft synthetic light, almost like they are breathing in time with the lake outside. On the ceiling, tiny glowing minnows create perfect constellations that reflect off the still pools of water on the floor, making it look like you are flying through the night sky itself. It's the heart of the mountain, your baby Lugia whispers, his voice echoing beautifully. He glides lower, his silver wings catching the prismatic light of the gems, turning his feathers into a shimmering rainbow. Rip and Chomper swim into the grotto and haul themselves up onto a flat glowing ledge. We used to come here when we were really scared, Chomper says, his voice hushed in awe. The crystals make you feel warm inside, like you're being hugged by the earth. Suddenly, your Game television enter the cave. As you step inside, something magical happens. The keystone merges with your body, and the megastone within your fragile react to the raw energy of the grotto. A soft golden hum fills the air, and the crystal nearby begins to glow brighter, mimicking the DNA symbol on your chest. What the frick? Silas watches from the entrance, his massive frame silhouetted against the waterfall. The mountain recognizes you, Triton. These crystals grow where the Earth's energy is purest. They are reacting to the gold the Lugia god spoke of. Your baby Lugia gently lands on a large, smooth crystal shaped like a blooming lotus. He tilts his head, nudging you toward a small, clear pool in the center of the grotto that is perfectly still. Look into the water, Triton, Rip suggests, walking over to stand beside you. They say the Star Grotto doesn't just show you where you are, it shows you who you are meant to be. Go into the crystal clear reflection of the pool. Oh my gosh. Okay. Interesting. Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. I just looked into the pool of water, and here's what it tells me. As you lean over the edge of the crystal lotus, the water is so clear it doesn't even look like liquid. It looks like a mirror made of liquid starlight. At first, you see your current reflection, a tiny 7-inch Taurus with glowing gold claws and the DNA symbol pulsing on your chest. You look small against the backdrop of the massive grotto, but your eyes look ancient and wise. Then, the water begins to ripple, though there is no wind. The ripples turn gold, fueled by the energy of the crystals and your merged keystone. The image shifts and grows. Goodness gracious. You see yourself, but you are no longer 7 inches tall. You see a much larger, more powerful version of your dinosaur form, strong enough to stand eye to eye with Celeste. That is actually interesting. Holy cripes. It says, then the image flickers again. You see your human self, but your skin is a faint protective shimmer of scales, and your eyes hold the same golden fire as the Lugia gods. What in the world? In this vision, you were standing in the center of your four protectors, and they aren't just standing near you. Their energies are spiraling into yours, showing a bond so deep that you can share your strength with them instantly. What the frick? In both images, the golden DNA symbol stays bright on your chest, a permanent mark of the king the Lugia god crowned you to be. That is interesting, actually. The water settles and you're about to sing your tiny, brave self. That is adorable. I want money. Alright, guys, here's what it said. It says, Rip leans in next to you, whispering as he looks at the fading ripples. Whoa! I saw it too! He looked legendary, like a guardian from the old stories. What in the world? Your baby will went to a soft, encouraging chirp. Nuzzle on your side! He seems to be saying that the size of your body is just a temporary shell, and the giant side of you is already awake. Goodness gracious. Meganium walks over and drips a single drop of dew from her leaf into the pool. The mountain doesn't lie. It sees the protector you are becoming. Whether you grow in sight or just in power, you'll be the shield for all of us. What in the world? Okay, that's interesting. Actually, holy cow, what is this turning into? It's turning into something amazing, that's for sure already. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. It says, that was really neat. If I was stuck as a dinosaur forever, I would not mind. What matters to me is that I got my four guardians and your entire family, Rip and Chopper. Not to mention the Lugia God's watching over me and wanting to keep me safe too. Rip wipes a straight tear from his eye with the back of his claw. Clearly moved by your words, that's adorable. You're incredible, Trenton. Most people would be crying about their lost height, but you're standing here in a cave of miracles just glad that we're okay. Chomper splashes his tail in the water silently. If you stay a dinosaur forever, you'd be the coolest dinosaur in history. Plus, you'd never have to worry about fitting into a house. You got a whole mountain and a star grotto as your palace now. Your Feralier in his total form and Meganium exchange a look of pure pride. They've been with you through the shock of your transformation and the chaos of the escape. And hearing you find peace with your form makes them feel a massive sense of relief. I love them. They're adorable. When they say shock of the transformation, do they mean like, or chaos, shock of the transformation and chaos of the escape, does that mean like when they were escaping? Because technically not, unless you count like Lugia getting them out of the house, as quick as possible, being like, hey, I'm telling you here, right now. Okay, let's see. We don't care what you look like, your creator says, his voice steady and loyal. Human, Contourus, or a spark of golden light. You're our trainer. You're our brother. I like how you said that, actually. We'll carry you when you're small, and we'll fight beside you when you're big. Suddenly, the baby Luigi lets out a soft, metallic hum. He nudges your hand with his beak, and then points toward the very back of the grotto, where a single massive crystal is pulsing with a warm white light. Unlike the others, this crystal isn't jagged. It's smooth and shaped like a large, comfortable throne. I think the mountain wants you to sit there for a moment, Rip whispers, his eyes wide. But it was made just for someone your size. As you approach the throne of the mountain, the golden DNA symbol on your chest starts to sync its rhythm with the crystal's pulse. What the frick? It's a moment of absolute serenity. A tiny king in a massive hidden world, protected by legends and loved by a family of giants. Yeah, a giant compared to me. Like, holy cow. Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. I just carefully walk up to the throne and carefully climb up onto it. As you climb onto the smooth white crystal, it feels surprisingly warm, not like cold stone, but like a sun-baked leaf. The moment your tiny contours feet settle onto the center, the entire throne begins to glow with a soft, indecent light that flows upward from the base. The rest of the group, Rip, Chomper, your four guardians, and even Silas at the entrance, all fall silent. They watch as the golden light from your chest and the white light of the throne merge, creating a halo around you that fills the entire grotto. What the frick? Suddenly you feel a surge of energy, but it isn't overwhelming. It's comforting. You feel a deep physical connection to the silver peak. You can sense the water falling in the lake outside, the wind brushing the trees, and the heartbeat of every point in the cave. As you sit there, the throne seems to calibrate to you. A small, clear pedestal of crystal rises from the armrest, and on top of it, the energy solidifies into a small, shimmering star seed, a fragment of the grotto's heart that glows with the same gold as your claws. Rip gasps, stepping closer but staying respectful. Triton, the mountain just gave you its heart. It's a focus for your power. As long as you have that, you'll never be truly weak or small again. It's like a keystone for your soul. Your Beluga lands on the back of the throne, shielding you with his wings like a royal guard. Your Feralier, Megane, and Typhlosion kneel in a semicircle around the base of the throne, their heads bowed. What in the world? The 7-inch king of the dinosaurs, Silas rumbles, his voice heavy with emotion. You came here as a refuge, Triton, but the mountain has chosen you as its so very good. Now I know how you say that word. This place is yours to protect, and we're yours to lead. You sit there, a tiny 7-inch dinosaur on a glowing throne, looking out at a family that would move mountains for you. For the first time, the size doesn't matter at all. You feel as tall as the Hoogie God himself. Oh my gosh. Okay then. Well, give me a moment. Alright, guys. Here's what happened. I just pick up the star seed and look at it. It's beautiful. And then I close my eyes and quietly say in my head, hoping the Hoogie God will hear. Looking at God, thank you so much once again for helping me. I want you to know that I really care about you. The moment you finish your silent thought, a gentle warm breeze, completely impossible deep inside a mountain cave, swirls around the throne. It carries the scent of sea salt and high altitude air, and for a split second, the golden star seed in your hand pulses with a brilliant silver light that matches the Lugia God's own scales. In your mind, a voice as vast as the ocean floor and as light as a summer cloud whispers back, and I thee, little king, thy gratitude's a melody that reaches even the highest heavens. Wear my mark with pride, for thou art the heart of this mountain now. The star seed stops pulsing silver and settles into a steady warm gold. It was light as a feather in your tiny claws, but you can feel it humming with enough energy to power a whole city. Rip leans in, his eyes wide as he looks at the seed. Did you feel that? The air just... It felt like the sky was inside the cave for a second. You're ready to look at Church happily and nuzzle your cheek, his silver feathers glowing in response to the seed. He knows exactly who you were talking to. Your familiar Megame and Typhlosion look up at you from the base of the throne, their eyes shining with a mixture of love and awe. They realize that they aren't just protecting a trainer anymore. They are guarding a living bridge between the earth and the gods. So, Chomper says, breaking the silence with his usual bubbly energy, now that you've got a star seed in the throne, what are we going to do with all this power? We can make the flowers outside grow 10 feet tall, or maybe you can use it to talk to the fish in the lake. Excuse me, what? Rip chuckles. Or maybe we just keep it safe as a reminder that the king of the dinosaurs is never truly alone. What in the world? Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. I said I don't enter Chomper right away. Instead, I try talking to the Lugia God one more time, saying, Lugia God, this is something I meant to ask you in my dream last night. But I was too busy thanking you. Why did you make me a king to begin with? Yesterday when Chomper and Rip brought me back to their family, it was on that rock that looked like it was extremely old. Did you always know this is going to happen? And if that's the case, then what's the reason for doing it? Is it because I was the only human that cared about the creatures you created? The grotto falls into an even deeper silence, the very air becoming still as your question echoes in the spiritual realm. Starseed in your claws grows warm, acting like a beacon, and suddenly the reflection in the still pool of water doesn't show your face, shows the swirling clouds of the highest atmosphere. The Lugia God's voice returns, sounding more like a gentle father than a distant deity. Triton, I did not make thy a king. I simply recognized what was already there. When thou stood before Silas's family on that ancient stone of witness, thou didst not see a pack of beasts to be used. Thou sawest a family in pain, and thou offered thy tiny king's life to shield them. A king is not one who sits upon a throne by right of birth. A king is one who serves the smallest of his subjects with the greatest of his heart. That's actually really good. The silver light in the pool shimmers, showing images of other humans, some kind, but many who look at Poland with cold, calculating eyes. Thou askest if it was because thou art the only one who cared. No, there are others with kind souls. Thou art unique, little king. Thou hast felt the sting of betrayal and the weight of being small and helpless, yet thou didst not let it turn thy heart to stone. Thou turned it into gold. I chose to mock thee because the world needs a bridge, a guardian who knows what it is like to be the prey so that he may better lead the predators toward peace. The voice carries a final warm ripple of laughter. I knew this path was possible, but it was thy choices, Triton, that made it real. The star seed is not a reward for being human, it's a gift for being you. The vision in the water fades, leaving you back in the glowing grotto. Rip and Chomper are watching you with total fascination, sensing that you were just having a conversation far above their heads. You got quiet there for a second there, King. Chomper says softly, still giving a small, curious wag. Did the big guy answer you? You look even brighter than before. Your frag reaches out a claw, gently touching the edge of your crystal throne. Whatever he said, we're glad he chose you. We wouldn't want to be led by anyone else. Wow. But see, that's the problem. Again, it didn't tell me whether they shifted or not. Like, you think that wouldn't be such a big deal, but it's like, if it's going to do that, at least tell me. Unless he's doing it, like, in the middle of the visions and, like, it's not telling me. Like, he could be shifting and just, like, waiting for a response. Or he could be getting, he could have been worried about and been like, hey, I want to turn him off for everyone to make sure that, like, whenever he's okay, or whatever. Give me a moment. Alright, I can't tell if this is working out or not. But I said before I can even respond, I get another vision in my head. It shows the entrance of the star grotto we were in, and Agron comes into the cave. Then, right above the Agron's head, it showed 30 seconds. Right after that, the vision went away. Uh, you might want to get out of here. I think another Pokemon lives here. I don't know completely if they're friendly or not. The atmosphere in the grove shifts instantly. The warm golden hum of the crystals is replaced by a tense electric silence as your protectors and the Toadall family react to your warning. They've learned by now that your visions and your connection to the Lugia God are never wrong. The only thing I don't understand is how the frick he nukes. I didn't say the name of the Pokemon. An Aggron. Silas rumbles, his eyes narrowing as he steps fully into the cave entrance, his massive frame tensing. This is sacred place. When Aggron's a mountain lord. They are made of iron and rock. They do not like intruders in their deep places. Rip and Chomper scramble back toward the center of the grotto near your throne. 30 seconds. Or no, 30 seconds? Chomper squeaks, his eyes dart into the waterfall. That's not enough time to pack a snack. His dance eyes Ferreira immediately steps in front of your throne, his claws glowing with the power of the Megastone. Typhlosion begins to vent steam from his neck, and Meganium extends her vines ready to shield you or pull you to safety. 15 seconds remaining. What in the world? Outside the waterfall, a heavy metallic thud echoes. Then another. Thump. Clang. The sound of steel feet striking stone is getting louder. Starseed in your hand pulses a warning red for a split second before returning to gold. If it's a lord of the mountain, Silas whispers, he may not care we are refugees. Agron are fiercely territorial. 5 seconds remain. Hurting of the waterfall parts. A massive silver-plated beast towers there. Its armor is covered in scars from years of tunnel fighting, and its blue eyes glow with a cold, piercing intensity. Looks at Silas, then at the group, and finally its gaze lands directly on you. Tiny Dinosaur sitting on the glowing throne. The Agron lets out a low, vibrating growl that makes the crystals in the walls chatter and shake. Agron hasn't attacked yet, but he looks incredibly imposing. Oh my gosh, no. Give me a moment. Guys, I think I just talked to a motherfucking Agron. It says, I get a little bit nervous after seeing Agron not looking very happy. I was telling him, wait, Agron, it's okay. Please don't attack. I'm sorry if we're in your territory. Promise nobody will attack you. The Agron freezes, its massive steel foot hovering inches above the grotto floor. It tilts its heavy, armored head, its blue eyes narrowing as it focuses on the source of the voice. It seems shocked to hear perfect English, sort of coming from a creature so small it could fit in the palm of its claw. As you speak, the starseed in your hand reacts to your nervousness. It doesn't flare with heat. Instead, it releases a soft, pulsing wave of golden light that smells like rain-washed stone. The light washes over the Agron, and you can see the tension slowly leaving its iron-hard muscles. The Agron lowers its foot and lets out a long, huffing breath that sounds like a steam engine cooling down. I mean, granted, you know what's funny? In some of the games, some of the points do have sounds that, or cries that kind of sound like that. Agron has more of like that metallic roar sounding thing, kind of similar to Bat's Caliber, where Bat's Caliber has that little roar that kind of sounds like it's a metallic sound, which is kind of neat. I think Agron has the same thing, except he has like that loud. I can't mimic it with that loud, like in a roar kind of sound. It's hard to mimic, but that. So, yeah. It looks at Silas, then at your protectors, and finally bows its head low, its steel horn scraping against the cave floor. The problem is, what voice do I give him? Because didn't I just give a British voice? Well, I don't know, because the mountains spoke. The Agron rumbles. Its voice is deep and gravelly, like grinding boulders. The problem is, again, I've already got the Fragger too, but it isn't angry anymore. I heard the mountain's heart call to me. I came to drive out the thieves who hunted the blue ones, but I found the king instead. How the frick does he know? How the frick does he know? Because I know he did. Does he have a? Did he find something too? Because that's what's weird. The Toad family found a rock. Did he find something too? That is weird. Unless because of the seed, like, does he know like what happens, or does he know about this somehow? Rip poked his head out from behind your throne, his eyes wide. He knows who you are, Trenton. The Star Seed told him. Well, there's my answer. The Agron steps forward, but this time his movements are careful and heavy. He stops several feet away from your throne and kneels. Are you kidding me? There is no way. His massive silver chest plate and hitting the ground with a dull thud. Oh, I am Ironhide. The Mountain Lord says, looking up at you with newfound respect. I have guarded these crystals for 100 winters. If the Silver Wing has chosen a tiny king to hold the seed, then my steel is yours to command. Are you kidding me? This grotto is not my territory. It's your sanctuary. I'm merely its gatekeeper. This just turned into the Divine Velociraptor, just without the divine magic. A gatekeeper, a bunch of protectors, my 4 main guardians. Does that not sound similar to the Lugia Gate Guard? Except it's not Lugia, it's Agron. To the Velociraptor who's supposed to keep like the peace around there. I know. I guess that would technically be Aggron too in its way. Like, holy cow. So what's at a long breath of relief, his tail thumping the ground. It seems your kindness even reaches those made of iron, Triton. Chomper hops up and down. We have a giant metal bodyguard now. This is getting better and better. The Agron Ironhide remains kneeling, waiting for your word. Oh, that's actually. Are you serious right now? There is no flipping way this is going on. Like, I don't know what to feel because the main thing that's messed up is just switching randomly between whether Totodile's a Feraligatr or Feraligatr's a Totodile. Like, it's confusing the frick out of me. I think for the other evolutions. But other than that, nothing really has messed up that badly. You know what I mean? Like, nothing else has gone bad enough to. Like, it hasn't forgotten so much stuff that, like, oh no, I have to restart everything. You know what I mean? But like at the same time, it's like it needs to remember everything the best it can. That way, I can actually, because like if this works, because this could work so well as a story, and like I said, this could confirm a lot of stuff that happens in the chatbots later on. Like even the later, because there's like a, I don't know if I did this on camera, but there was originally going to, or I don't know if we got to do this on video or on a chatbot yet, but there was originally going to be an actual like similar story to this, but it's like uh instead of it being any Pokemon, it's randomly like this. I don't know the name of the dinosaur, but there's like supposed to be a universe like there's a dinosaur goddess, and like for some reason on a prophecy they have like the same sort of thing. We're talking about some kind of king. I don't know if I'm going to do it now because of this, because of how similar this is already going to that, but it's just insane. Let's just say it connects the dots to a lot of things if it does end up going in that direction. Either way, it's been an hour and 1 minute. I'll see you guys in a minute.